I was reading in the notes to Trickster's Dream on Bandcamp. I don't know. Maybe this is in the liner notes of the record.
Mm.
I'm going to quote you here. You said, "I decided to make an album of what the group might sound like after a couple of weeks on the road playing material from our last album. Tempos pushed, forms stretched, risks taken. I sang an imaginary Trickster set, and we played along with it individually to make this performance in Brooklyn, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C." That's a really wild idea. Just singing the set that and then having everybody play to that. Have you
Right.
ever done anything like that before?
No, I guess um, you know, the this situation is forcing us to come up with some solutions, right? And that record, I recorded that and was doing it in April and May in New York City, which is like, were you here in that time, or were you still out west?
I was out west.
Right. So that was like really, I live right by a hospital. It was like really intense. It was the epicenter of the entire world,
Hmm.
and so it's an interesting time capsule. But what I was thinking was like, I want to capture a certain feeling for what's happening right now, and that's not going to work with a click track. I mean, we could do something with a click track, but it's not going to work with me laying down a track because I don't play all the time and I don't like to play all the time, and I certainly don't like to play like demonstrating the time and the form all the time. I like to kind of be in the mix. And then I can't really say, well, let's put down the drums first because he doesn't know what's, like then he would have to do the same thing, like, imagine the whole thing. So I was like, well, I'll just sing it.
Hmm.
So I sang the set, and basically I sang the drum parts and then yelled out, I'd be like, don't dit, don't bass, and then just kind of go back and forth, and I just kind of sang it like that, and then tempos are kind of moving, but I was just imagining, a set. Sean Rickman, the drummer, afterwards. I mean, I sent it to him first, of course, and he spent a few days like trying to figure out what was going on. He was like, "Man, don't ever do that to me again. Just send me." I was like, "Yeah, but man, I'm not really like that. I don't really like to play with a click. It's not going to sound natural." He's like, "Yeah, but I can. I can make it sound like there's no click. So just give me the
Hmm.
click." I was like, "Okay, well, next time." But for this time, I wanted it to have a kind of raw energy, so that's what we did. And so he
Huh.
did it, and then he sent, and all the people in the band have pretty good home studio situations.
Hmm.
Sean he really knows how to mic his drums and how to clean them up and all that stuff. And Anthony Tidd has an actual studio, full functional studio in his basement, and so
Hmm.
he sent it to him, and then and Matt Mitchell just, he just hooked up some mics on his beautiful Bosendorfer that he's got at home. So it was actually pretty good sound for everything, for being at home and everything, and for being really early on. And I know a lot of people are doing stuff now, but I was like, I did it right away. So
Hmm.
because we were supposed to tour in May and June, and it was just so depressing. It was just like, what, I got to do something. So there was like all this energy. So we put it into there, and then the video part was like at least as much work as doing the audio. For
Hmm.
me, I had to learn a program. I didn't know how to do that stuff, so
Huh.
I had to learn Adobe Premiere is what I used. It's either that or Final Cut. So it was like
Right.
I already know how to use Adobe, so I went with that. Anyway,
Huh.
that was how that project came together. Uh, yeah, not the easy way, but sometimes that's just
Yeah.
sometimes you learn something doing it like that.